Logical fallacy, bandwagon. The bandwagon fallacy is a type of logical fallacy that involves appealing to the popularity of an idea or action as evidence for its truth. Essentially, this fallacy suggests that because a large number of people believe something or are doing something, it must be correct or desirable. However, the popularity of an idea or action does not necessarily make it true or right, and relying on the bandwagon fallacy can lead to poor decision-making and a lack of critical thinking. The bandwagon fallacy is often used in advertising, politics, and other persuasive communication contexts to sway people to a particular viewpoint or product. For example, an advertisement might suggest that everyone is using our product, implying that the product must be superior because so many people are using it. Similarly, a political campaign might suggest that a candidate is the most popular choice, implying that the candidate must be the best choice because so many people support them. While it is true that popularity can sometimes be a useful indicator of an idea's or action's merit, relying solely on popularity as evidence is problematic for several reasons. Firstly, popularity does not necessarily reflect the truth or the right thing to do. Just because a large number of people believe or do something does not make it correct or desirable. For example, throughout history, there have been many popular beliefs and actions that we now recognize as wrong, such as slavery, segregation, and denying women the right to vote. Secondly, the bandwagon fallacy ignores the fact that people can be influenced by social pressure and conformity, leading them to believe or do things simply because everyone else is doing them. This is known as the herd mentality, where people follow the crowd rather than thinking critically about what they believe or do. The herd mentality can be particularly strong in groups where people feel a sense of belonging or identify with a particular ideology or group. Thirdly, the bandwagon fallacy can lead to a lack of critical thinking and independent thought. If people simply follow the crowd and believe or do something because it is popular, they are not engaging in critical thinking or considering alternative viewpoints. This can lead to a lack of innovation, creativity, and progress, as people are simply following the status quo rather than challenging assumptions and seeking new solutions. To avoid the bandwagon fallacy, it is important to engage in critical thinking and independent thought. This means questioning assumptions, considering alternative viewpoints, and evaluating evidence objectively. It also means being aware of the potential influence of social pressure and conformity and being willing to challenge the herd mentality. One way to avoid the bandwagon fallacy is to evaluate an idea or action on its own merits rather than simply relying on popularity as evidence. This means asking questions such as, what are the arguments for and against this idea or action? What evidence supports or contradicts this idea or action? What are the potential benefits and drawbacks of this idea or action? By considering these questions, we can evaluate an idea or action based on its own merit rather than simply relying on popularity as evidence. Another way to avoid the bandwagon fallacy is to seek out alternative viewpoints and consider them objectively. This means being open to hearing different perspectives and evaluating them based on their own merit rather than simply dismissing them because they are different from our own views. By considering alternative viewpoints, we can gain a more comprehensive understanding of an issue and make more informed decisions. In conclusion, the bandwagon fallacy is a common and problematic form of reasoning that relies on popularity as evidence. While popularity can sometimes be a useful indicator of an idea's or action's merit, it is important to evaluate an idea or action based on its own merit and to be aware of the potential influence of social pressure and conformity. By engaging in critical thinking and independent thought, we can avoid the bandwagon fallacy and make more informed decisions based on a comprehensive evaluation of the available evidence.